Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Look, let me say that again. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Office Hours with Lanora. For me, it is still the home edition, and I'll let you in a little bit on that one just in case you don't know. But I wanted to make sure that I came before you today to go over the topic with this being November. I try to express what I'm thankful for. This year, I wanted to emphasize what I'm most thankful for in terms of advice that I wish I had known when I began my real estate career some 19, 20 years ago. Okay? So today's topic of Office Hours with Lenora is thankful for this advice. What I wish I knew before starting a real estate career. We all know that Office Hours with Lenora serves 3 points. The first one is for anyone seeking information about a career in real estate to help them get that information. Secondly, for anyone that's currently taking a pre-licensing course, help them to pass that course on a first attempt. And third, for anyone that's already began the journey as a real estate professional to stay in this industry, okay? So now that we know what the reasons for Office Hours with Lenora, as well as the topic of discussion, in no specific order, I want to go over probably about 20, 25 things I wish I had known when I started a career in real estate. The first one is it takes money to make money. So I get a lot of people that want to get into the business of real estate who think that you can just kind of piece it together, nickel and dime it. But that's not always the case, because just with like any other startup business, you need to invest some money. You are establishing a brand. So it is important that you look the part, you walk the part, you talk the part, and that you are a comprehensive, inclusive, established business and person. So it's going to take some money to make some money in real estate. So be prepared for that. Okay. Number two, you must hustle to get and to keep clients. Plain and simple. I have not yet met a client that dropped out of the sky. They usually don't do that. So you have to attract them. You have to be able to keep them. You have to do what is necessary. That might mean working longer time frames. This is not a 9 to 5 position. This is not, this is a business. This is your business. And you're the face of the business. So it may require you to put in additional hours. Number 3, your managing broker and or the office or administrative staff, they work for you. Never forget that. But don't go in thinking you're this entitled individual that can command and demand what you want. But you are paying usually per transaction, per month, per week. I don't know, whatever your current agreement is with your sponsoring broker, you are paying that office for a service. So if it means you need someone to role play with you, if it means you need someone to go on appointments with you until you're up and running and established, if it means you need someone to hold your hand through the process of turning in or submitting a completed closed file, that's what they're there for. Never feel like you're doing them a favor because you're scared to speak up to ask for help. Remember, they work for you. Number 4, the buying and selling process is not easy. You better ask somebody. Trust me, it is not. Both you and your client may become frustrated at times during this process. But remember, you're the professional. So no matter how frustrated you get, you have to exhibit a level of professionalism at all times. Somebody has to be in control. Somebody has to be above the trees in the forest so that you can see the fire that might be coming up ahead. You have to be able to know that the tools that you've gained as a part of your pre-licensing course, as well as the additional tools and education and experience you'll be gathering over the course of your career, will put you in a place to remain a professional. Don't lose your cool. Okay? Number 5, nothing happens overnight. Repeat, nothing happens overnight. you must be patient. You may not close a transaction the first day you get out of a real estate course and you've earned your license because you've passed the test. You may not close a transaction for your first year in the business, but you should not give up. Time, take your time. Take your time. Go at a snail's pace at some point, but you've got to make sure that while you're taking your time, you're creating and cultivating and building a routine in place to help you when it's time to go, when it's time to win. Number 6, you may get sued or a grievance may be filed against you at some point, maybe even multiple times. Unfortunately, if you're lucky, during your career. Think of it this way, and I'm just being Lenora. This is not the opinion of the Chicago Association of Realtors, nor the Realtors Real Estate School, but haters exist in the real estate world too. And you might be in your winning season and someone else is noticing that you're closing a lot and you're winning a lot. Or you may have talked to a client that somebody felt that they worked with 2 years ago and that person should have closed that deal with them. They can file a grievance against you. They can report you to IDFPR and so on and so forth. Nothing stops a person from doing that. Just make sure that you're compliant, you're doing everything ethical and legal at that point in time. Okay? And make sure you get the proper representation for yourself too if need be. But just know people get sue happy in this industry. Number 7, stop looking for a mentor to pour everything into you before you can handle it. Get into the business first. I literally just talked to somebody yesterday. I spoke with this man before my name changed in 2017. And he was, coming around and asking questions about a pre-licensing course. I gave him all the information. Every time he came in, I was, available to answer any questions, to sit down with him one-on-one. He ended up going with another school. No love lost. It's a bunch of schools around here. But you could potentially come back as a member of my association as well, the Chicago Association of Realtors. This gentleman took the course at another school, but wanted me to provide him with a mentor to get into the business. He has not earned his license yet. And I'll be honest, I told him, you need to wait. Because that was 2017. This is 2021. You haven't even taken the initiative to pass the test yet. And then you're asking for a mentor to, in essence, slow their day down to help you with something that you can't even initiate right now. So if you got a deal, you want help with flipping and getting into the business. Said that someone did that for him. Why would they? You're not ready to go. So get into the business, get established. By no means am I saying not to get a mentor. Make sure your timing is right, because you don't want to take up somebody else's time when you're not fully invested or committed to the process. Okay? You could be entering into something at the wrong time with the right person, and you can mess up an opportunity that could affect your entire career. Okay? Number 8, find a brokerage that will support and train you. It is not the job of myself, the real estate school that you attend, IDFPR, so on and so forth. It is your job as the licensee or future licensee, as the student, to find the best fit in terms of your sponsoring broker and that real estate office that you'll be joining. You need to make sure that there's somebody there that can help you. You need to make sure that training and education is a priority. You need to make sure that, is there a garage or a parking lot for your clients, so on and so forth. Those are all the things that you should be looking for, or even other things, but it can't be the responsibility of someone else to find it for you. I often associate that question when people ask me as a dating scenario. I wouldn't want somebody picking who I should love. So you shouldn't either. You should make sure it's the best fit for you. Okay? The next one, you need to get you an accountant as soon as possible. Do not get into this business and start getting these commission checks that might be bigger than you've ever seen in your lifetime, and thinking that you don't owe Uncle Sam. you will find yourself in a world of trouble. When tax time cometh, because it will, and for someone that's self-employed, it comes multiple times throughout the year. You need to get with a CPA or some form of an accountant or some form of a financial advisor so that they can help you set up the proper accounts, aka taxes, as well as to be sure that you're paying yourself properly, reinvesting back into your business properly. You don't want to make the mistake of cashing checks and you don't know where the money is going. Because at the end of the year, if you wait once a year, you got to pay somebody. So make sure you get something from it too. All right, number 10, don't be afraid to talk to people. There's no such thing as a secret agent or a secret broker. I hear people say all the time, well, I'm kind of shy and I don't know if I can go up to people and talk to people. You need to get over that if you want to be in the real estate industry. You have to be able to approach people and you need to be approachable as well. You have to practice in the mirror. If you're a shy introvert person, I can be both. I can be introvert, usually extrovert. But you have to practice. Get in front of that mirror. Start saying your I am statements. Build up that confidence. Do whatever you need to do so that your business card doesn't stay in your pocket, but it's in somebody else's phone or their hand, okay? All right, number 11, be thankful to be busy. I have heard complaints about, oh, child, I'm so busy. I'm so tired. I'm so this, I'm so that from real estate professionals. For me, it means you're getting closer to your payday if you're not already closing those deals. But if you've complained about how busy you are, think what the opposite of that is. And you're incurring all of those bills and fees and all of the dynamics of being in business out of your own pocket. I'd rather be busy at all times than never to have no clients or not be busy, okay? Number 12, you need to know your market. Drive around, talk to people, join the Chamber of Commerce for your area. Make sure, again, you're not that secret agent or secret broker. Know your market because the likelihood of, if it's your area where you live or a specific market where you'd like to work, the better you know that market, the better the trends, the moving, whether there's a high turnover rate or vacancy for rentals, the better you know that market, the more you're going to be able to service that market. And people will begin to see that you have a vested interest in your area or market. And you become the expert for that market. Okay? All right, number 13, save as much money. I highly recommend approximately 6 months or more. You want to save before you get into the business of real estate or starting your new career because you need resources to pull from. For some of us, this is a full-time career. For other of us, it's supplemental. We have a full-time job or a part-time job somewhere else, and we'll be using real estate to supplement. Either way it goes, you want to create that brand I keep talking about. You want to be able to have the money or the resources to pay for advertising or business cards or whatever the case may be. You want to have some money saved up in case you're not closing right away. Then it doesn't really, you don't feel that pressure on your back to be in a position to close when you're just making or compromising a deal just to get a check. Okay? Number 14, practice makes perfect. Remember, I said get in that mirror, but I also want you to practice building up a killer seller's or buyer's presentation. Do it with your family. Practice with your kids. Practice with neighbors at their home and see if you can go in and measure the rooms or go over the paperwork. Read all the paperwork so that it's not the first time that you're doing it when you get into somebody's house as a newbie. You want to practice and have your presentation so down pat that when you present, you look like that subject matter expert, even if it's your first time doing it. Okay? You want to sign up for the free MRED training classes at www.mredllc.com or call them at 630-955-2755. I'll repeat, www.mredllc.com, 630-955-2755. I wish someone had told me at the beginning of my career that these classes to help you learn how to use the MLS. That's the Bible for real estate. It is where you're going to list your properties to advertise to others, as well as you're going to search for those properties for your buyers. It's a way for you to learn how to efficiently use it so that you're not wasting time playing around and burning yourself out, in essence, trying to figure out something. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let the people over at MRED, this is a part of your membership. Let them help you help others, okay? And it's free. Most of them are free. Number 16, now this makes sense to me. I don't know about you, but pick up your phone. Make calls. I don't care if they're cold, warm, hot. You've got to call people. In the very beginning of my career, my goal was to call at least 50 to 100 people who I did not know every day. That's how I was able to drum up business and accumulate referrals and do my CMAs and practice inside of homes, because maybe the person's not moving just yet, but they just need the information. And here you go, prepared to give it to them. They're more apt to remember you. Even if you tell them you're new in the business, they're going to say, let me give her a chance, because she was diligent. She called me. She followed up with me. She made sure if there was a need that she could meet it, or he, in this case, whomever. But make sure that you are picking up the phone and making those cold, warm, and hot calls, because the phone might not ring for you. Then what? How long you think you're going to be in the business if you don't reach out to people? Oh boy. All right. Number 17 makes sense to me too. Dominate social media. I'm on social media right now, and you're tuned in listening to me. In the business of real estate, this is free. Use it. You're not paying anything to be on Facebook. I'm not. I'm just commanding or attracting a group of people or interested individuals in the field of real estate in a way that I could provide a service to help. I'm not selling anything. But when you dominate social media and you build up your platform, you build up your followers, those are the same people that will say, hey, every Wednesday or so, every couple of weeks or so, Lanora comes on social media informing us of opportunities that she has or ways that she can help me. I'm going to call Lanora to see if she can help me find or buy my next home for free. Make sure you're tracking where your leads are coming from too, so you can effectively continue to use those leads for that reason. Number 18, start each day with gratitude. It's nice to be nice. Put a smile on your face before you start dialing. Smile, because that comes across over the phone. Your energy, your tone, all of that makes the difference. When you start with gratitude, because you're one of the lucky ones, a chosen few to be able to successfully pass a real estate course, earn a license, and get to do this thing to help someone live the American dream. Now, everyone, and I talked to quite a few people that can't do that. They're not successfully passing the course, or they don't have the money to get into the business. But if you, sir or ma'am, are one of the lucky ones to be able to do that, you should at least be gracious enough that you get the opportunity to help someone achieve a goal. When you're starting with gratitude, I want you to also write down your goals and read them every day. That's number 19. You need to have established goals, whether they're weekly, monthly, daily, hourly. You have to have goals. My goal, remember I said, was to contact 50 to 100 people every day to build up my business. Ultimately, my goal was to service enough families or to earn enough in a year so that I could retire myself or to quit my full-time job. And I did all of that. But you better write them down. The word tells you, write the vision and make it plain. Be specific. All right, number 20. Create a brand and stick to it. The one thing that I've noticed from a lot of new real estate professionals, they start out one way. They start watching what everybody else is doing in their office or on social media, and then they try to tailor that person's style. And then you start seeing different, like the brand is not cohesive. It doesn't go together. You start seeing different pictures. You start seeing different slogans. You start seeing different colors that don't fit their brand. Stick to your brand. Find what works for you. Fine tune it. Even Madonna changed her hair on every album. Whomever. What I'm saying is Madonna's voice didn't change. So you as the real estate professional should not change as well. Be who you are. People respect you when you're more genuine and you know who you are from your core. Okay? Let's talk about number 21. Stay in your lane until you have mastered that lane. Practice makes perfect. Remember I said that. Doing too much too fast will waste time and money. You're just going to waste your money and your time when you're trying to do everything that you see somebody else doing. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. If you're on a tight budget, find the free stuff like social media first. Dominate, maximize, use it to your benefit before you go start to spend money that you don't have. And then you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be in and out of this business really quickly. Okay? Let's talk about number 22. And I'm getting to a slow close, as the pastors would say. Listen to podcasts and read books that inspire and motivate you. And they don't all have to be real estate specific. I can be churchy at times, or I need to hear the voice of 3 or 4 different pastors that I follow. Or I need to hear selective voices from women in terms of their empowerment. Or I need to hear voices from minority sectors in terms of their empowerment. Because on those days where life has just beat me up, and trust me, life has tried to take me down over the few weeks, but she will not win, okay? You need to have that voice of motivation or encouragement. You don't know where a word of help is going to come from. But if you don't dive into these various books, audio books, YouTubes, whatever videos, apps that you can follow, if you don't dive in and use those as resources, you're going to be on an island by yourself, and you'll find yourself dying from the inside out, and you're not going to be successful in this business. So definitely look and research those things related to real estate, but find those things that make you happy too and that motivate you. You might like coloring, adult coloring books or something of that nature. Get into it, but just motivate yourself. 23, make a difference in your local real estate association. Get involved. I see the same faces. I see the same faces on the board, on the committees, just at the various outings or gatherings. Get involved. You are paying to be here. You might as well maximize your association dues. That way your voice truly is a voice. And you don't know if that association might have some ways for you to learn another skill that can help your business. Get involved, get active. Number 24, do your CE before the holidays. I learned this one from a veteran in real estate when I first started. And she taught me that you always wanted to get your continuing education done before the holidays. So my goal every year was the month of November to have my continuing education done, which wasn't going to be due until the next year, April anyway, but to have it done in the month of November. That way I can relax with my family during the holidays. I can enjoy the winter months. If I chose to work during the winter months, I could, or I didn't have to. But get as much of your work done, CE, representing clients, whatever you want to do, because with you being self-employed, you might choose to take the winter off. But get your work done prior to, especially your CE. Then you're not in that mad dash come January through April. 25, live within your means. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems. So don't go out here spending money you don't have. Don't go out here making these bills for yourself because now you want a billboard on 294 and you can't afford that because you don't have the client base to be able to pay you back. Sometimes it's good to take risks, but make sure you're using common sense when you're spending money in areas. Maximize where your money is going. Know where it's going. I want you to even get a shoebox to keep up with your receipts so that you can help that accountant or the CPA that I spoke about earlier keep up with where your money is going and how you're transacting and spending your money. Okay? Last but not least, one thing that I have learned over the past couple of weeks or so, and that will help you, and I wish I had known at the beginning of my real estate career, is be ready to pivot. We heard that word so many times over the course of this pandemic, as well as at the very beginning of this pandemic. For those of you that don't know, and I've been off of office hours for about a month or so now, I tore my Achilles. And my friends on my private or personal social media know, but for my family here at the Realtors Real Estate School, I tore my Achilles, and it has been a setback for me because I am like the Energizer Bunny. I go. I don't know how to sit down. I don't know how to stop. It has truly humbled me because it made me have to, probably for the first time in my life, depend on others and ask for help. I believe all things happen for a reason. I also believe, just from my spiritual foundation, that perhaps my God is trying to get my attention for some things and need me to fine-tune some things. So I am taking a much needed break. I am working maybe 2 to 3 days out of the week. Might not be full days because if my leg starts hurting, I got to give my leg the attention that it needs. But in real estate, you need to learn how to pivot. So you might have 6 transactions going at the same time, and all of a sudden 5 of them just fall apart. Don't you fall apart. You better work that 6th transaction like it's your 100th transaction. Treat that 6th transaction just like you had 77 of them going at the same time. Because how you treat that 6th and final transaction can determine if you get a 7th or an 8th or a 10th. So just be patient. Don't give up. Strive and shoot for the stars. Know that I am here to help in any capacity that I can. I'll do my best. Reach out. I'll provide my contact information in the blurb up above. But I want to thank each and every one of you for your kind words, the flowers, the fresh fruit, the phone calls, the text messages, all of the messages that I've received on my health. I am overwhelmed by how much you guys care about me. And I am so forever thankful for that. I'm taking it a little slow, but I am here. So do me a favor. If you need me, reach out to me. If you don't need me, reach out to me. But just reach out. Until we meet again on the next episode, which will be next week, of Office Hours with Lanora, we're going to talk about wholesaling. Don't forget, at the Realtors Real Estate School, our last class of this year for pre-licensing will be the 2 weeks beginning December 6th. And December 6th of this, it's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 for 2 weeks. And then we're taking a vacation. We'll be back in January after the new year. So ta-ta for now, my dearies. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.